Hey everybody, welcome to White Family Farm. For those of you that know, we did previously a potato video where we planted the potatoes and we did a potato experiment where we planted some in the ground and then we planted some in buckets. Today is our first harvest from our buckets, so let's go ahead and we'll take a closer look.
All right, here's the two buckets that look like the plants have already bloomed and they've died back. You can tell the plants look like they're dying. So I figure we're kind of anxious to see if there's anything in these buckets. These here were actually cupboard potatoes, where they start to form eyes in your cupboard and start to grow a little bit. And we went ahead and let them grow and planted them in these buckets pretty deep. And they seemed to do pretty well. The plants were all healthy until they bloomed and then started to die back. So we're hoping there's at least a few potatoes in here. Just see what happens here. Well, it's not looking hopeful. Let's see if we got anything, even a little tiny one. Oh, here's some, hey! Hey, we grew potatoes. They're not big, but they're potatoes. Not too bad for our first time out of the cupboard potatoes. Not bad at all.
This is so exciting. This is our first time ever planting potatoes, and these are what was out of the bucket.
And we didn't even put a seed potato in. This was just basically one of these that we had stuck in the bucket. We had let the eye grow a little bit, and I got roots on it and put it in, and it produced potatoes.
This is awesome. So our potato experiment has kind of worked. We don't know what we have in the beds as of yet, but
if they work half as good as these,
yeah,
we should have quite a few potatoes.
Yeah.
Not like we're going to be eating them all year, but I mean, these are just little guys. So these would be good for roasting and putting them with a roast or something like that. Put on a cookie sheet with some chicken and vegetables and stuff. That's kind of neat.
I hope our other buckets serve us right.
Yeah, the other buckets we had seed potatoes in, and they really did well. Oh, here's another itty bitty. I guess I better break all this open, even though because there was a potato in there. All right. See, oh, there's one. Itty bitty one. But I'm not completely disappointed with that. I mean, it's not a huge amount of potatoes, but to think that we grew them from a vine like this that we stuck in the dirt. Let's see what we got in here.
I get nervous.
All right, we got potatoes.
That is so exciting.
These are probably Idaho potatoes, whatever you buy at the store, I guess. In the regular bag of potatoes you buy. We just had some in the bottom of the cupboard and forgot about them. And they started to grow and I saved the vines.
So the question here is, can you grow potatoes from your cupboard? From the store? Yes. Yes, you can.
And these weren't like organic potatoes or anything like that. They were just your standard potatoes you buy. Typically you'd want to use organic, but I figured this was kind of an experiment. We'll see if you can grow that variety. And apparently you can. There's quite a few in this lump right here. Yeah, they could be bigger, but I'm not, you know, I'm not disappointed. We got a meal's worth of potatoes out of 2 5-gallon buckets that we just did for an experiment to see. Definitely neat to see what you can grow from something. think it's it. Definitely neat to try. It just goes to show you that don't be afraid to try something, because you never know, it might work. And if I would have dumped these buckets and there was no potatoes in them, it didn't cost me anything. Now we got probably a pound of potatoes. And that's just from a couple buckets, like I said, and it was like two of these that I stuck in there, and they grew all these potatoes. All right, now I'm going to take the potatoes that we have and gather them up, and I'm going to lay out some newspaper like on the sun porch where I know they're going to be safe from animals and things like that, and lay them up to cure. Lets the skins dry out a little bit and harden. That way we got, you know, a little while before we have to eat them. And I'm going to try to make, we'll make another video on this, I'm going to try to make our own seed potatoes for next year from the potatoes that we have grown in the raised beds and stuff. But we'll see how that goes. But these ones here I'm just going to cure, and we'll end up eating them within a day or two probably. But we're just kind of learning too. We're going to let them out to cure, and that lets the skins harden up. Make a little itty bitty potato right there. Enough for a couple people in a meal. And I've seen results from other people. You can grow a lot, they can do it a lot better. We're working on having compost and things like that around here. We don't have a big compost pile yet. But we've been composting the chicken manure and everything. Hopefully you can hear me, my head down from the camera, but not too bad.